All
I
right.
want to hear what Andrew said. I missed it.
I said it's a nice sculpture.
Oh, cool.
I like it.
So, uh, woods. Trying to find this town. Now the problem is that when this town, I think Ock is like keeps referring to it as being like reclaimed. She keeps saying the green has taken this one back, like all the others. This one was taken. This one was built on land taken from the forest, and now it is the forests again. And so you're heading through these like really thick green forest areas with really heavy underbrush and lots of vines and things hanging down. And it's quite difficult to make your way through. And at some point, I think, who's the most like observant?
I got one in analyze.
Does anyone have a dot in perceive?
Yeah, that's the question. Mel does.
So yeah, it's
Adna does.
probably
So yeah,
I do.
Adna, you spot hanging from a tree amongst the vines and boughs of this. I think it's a pepper tree. You spot the like matted, rotted corpse of a deer.
Oh no.
And
Nice.
like it's just like hanging there.
Yeah.
And through its like milky, and then its milky eyes shift to look at you.
I mean, like, Adna, like, upon seeing this, gasps, and then when its eyes move, like, strangled cry, ah!
Yeah.
And like points at it.
Yeah, and Swift like immediately in a totally like unhurried and unlike fearful way, just like drops down in like until like a low bow of greeting.
Cool. Do you want to?
Adna's like looking at Sir, like,
Yeah.
how should we respond?
I mean, are you doing anything
Yeah.
here, Luke? Are you trying to get are you trying to get a response? Are you trying to cause something to happen?
Wait, who is this question for?
This is for you.
For you, I think.
For me?
Like, is the
Yeah.
bow? Do you have an intention from the bow? Do you have?
No,
something
Or are
that's
you
just
trying
flavor.
to
That's just
be
flavor.
neutral?
That's
Yeah,
just
cool. I'm
flavor.
just checking, right? Like, because it
Yeah.
could be a move.
Yeah, I think
You're
as
right,
soon as
you'll
I,
know.
I think as soon as I hear Edna react, I like immediately am like on guard and kind of like move to be next to her and see what it is that she's looking at. And yeah, I think I'm taking a battle stance, like expecting something to attack us.
Yeah, Adna gets ready to.
Okay, now I'm gonna do a thing. So Swift like straightens up from the bow and then like settles down on like her haunches and kind of like holds her hand out in front of her and like very, very slowly in this like smooth motion that's got no like jolting movement in it, just like a very slow, gentle like approach, like moves towards it in exactly the same way you would move towards a living animal to let it smell your hand.
Oh God.
And it's like exactly the same thing, even though it's dead.
I think as you do that, I like sort of say your name in like a cautioning way.
And I just
Like
hold up
being
my finger like, "Shh."
with-
And I'm just moving forward and letting the ghost smell me and get a feel for my aura and my presence. And letting it know that I am a safe person and I am not going to harm it.
And what move is that?
Empathize?
I don't know. It's up
Yeah,
to Luke.
like I'm doing exactly the same thing I would do with an actual deer that was living. It just this deer happens to be dead and there's a ghost in it.
Yeah. So is it empathize or are you? What
I think
what
it's
do you
empathize.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use my
Um,
empathy skills.
So I think that this is risky.
That sounds fair.
I think that it is. Now you have a thing, like spirit's your thing, so I think for you it's probably normal result.
Yep. Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool.
because Swift can talk to.
Yeah, so like
I can
everyone
talk-
else
I
seems
can
to be
talk to
limited,
Agents of the
but I
Darkness
think
as if
I
they were
think that
people.
like, yeah, I think you have potency here, so I think that goes from limited up to normal.
Yeah,
Cool,
because
and
being able to
I'm-
talk to them doesn't necessarily
It's
mean
helpful.
being able to like doesn't necessarily mean they'll like you in the same way that talking to
Yeah.
a person doesn't necessarily mean they'll like you.
And I'm gonna spend two stress and push myself for bonus die. Would anyone like to help me?
No.
I will spend a link with you to help without helping. And what you hear in the background is like Hrist, who's in front, like stops and goes, huh. And then there's a bump as the casket bumps into them from behind. And then Rama's like, wait, why do we stop? Is that a ghost? Chris turns back and is like, shh. And like the two of them have this little like moment back there.
Yeah.
So you're reminded of like telling them stories and them telling you stories and the whole like
Yeah. There was definitely a bit.
acting and
There's
body-
definitely a bit about being a ghost, about like meeting a ghost in the story I like acted out for you.
yeah. So you're like,
And in fact, you've seen this pose before, right? Like I did this pose.
yeah. And so there's this element of like being reminded of them
Yeah.
makes you better at acting in a way. You like
Yeah,
retain that sense of
totally.
poise that you were when you were telling the story.
Totally. Yeah. So the Ash, that was risky standard.
Risky standard.
Yep. Cool. And I got 2 bonus dice, one from pushing myself and one from help.
Oh, excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you approach. It sniffs your hand.
Yeah.
A couple of teeth fall out of its face. And then it like kind of just it rubs its nose and gets some of the like dried froth on your hand.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah.
Yeah, and I think she just starts speaking in like a really like low, like gentle, reassuring tone, and she's just like, "What's the matter, little one? What's got you all riled up like this?"
Yeah. I think it like looks at you and and just says, "There's disturbance. There is sin here." Like, and I don't think it's like speaking with its mouth. I think it's just like echoing out of it into you. And it's like
It's like a lesser version of the same listening she uses to hear like the deep echoes of heaven.
yeah, exactly.
Like it's the same effect, but like less profound.
Yeah, she's like, sin has woken me. Sin has
Whose
woken many
sin?
of us.
Whose sin?
The sin of these people.
Are we hearing this? Like, is this
No.
just like a straight? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the one-sided conversation thing where Swift speaks. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
pause,
Yep.
and then she speaks again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the
Um,
next set of words are really ominous because she says like, "The sin of their neglect or the sin of their actions and their ancestors' actions."
Yeah, and
Right?
it's like,
Because like this is the first time she's gotten to like, she's been like outside of the city and had a chance to assess like, actually what is the source of the spiritual pollution that's fucked everything up.
yeah, I kind of want to make you roll to like get answers out of this thing.
Like analyze.
Yeah.
Because I think that's reasonable.
That seems reasonable.
There's kind of like a riddling game.
Yeah,
that
there's a
goes
riddling
on
game
there.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that first roll was to just like get in the door at all. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly.
right?
Conversation supposed to
For
be.
it to not like completely reject you. I think
Yeah,
this
cool.
is probably controlled. And standard.
Cool. Bum, 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 bum. Can I get any extra dice? Not really. I mean, does anyone have a dark bargain for me?
I have a duck bargain for you.
Okay, I'll hear you out.
I mean, if you're willing to like throw your friends onto the bus, right, and like just outright be like take its side and be like, nah, everyone but me is evil, then it's going to talk to you more easily.
Yeah.
But you have to
a
like
real good dark
basically
bargain.
like in a conversation with the spirit, formally agree that all your friends are shit.
Yeah.
in the way that like talking to spirits is always like a contract or a
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it because I don't think she's at that point yet.
Okay,
Like, her true name is Listener, and she's not done listening yet.
cool.
Like, action comes in a bit once we figure out what's actually going on. So that's control dash, you said, and then standard?
Yeah, controlled standard.
Cool. That wasn't so good.
Not great. Yeah, I think it's it responds with
Both? Neither? The question is meaningless.
no,
you
I
only
think
have
it
one die
just
in
says
that, by the way?
pardon.
So far. Yeah, because we're all new. And I'm not transcended.
Did you not add the one for the dark bargain? Oh no, you didn't take the dark. Never
I
mind.
didn't take
I'm
the
sorry,
dark bargain.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think the thing is that it's like it's like looks at you with its like with like its big milky
Creepy
eyes.
dead
It's like a fly lands on its eye as it looks at you,
Yeah.
and it's like and it kind of cocks its head slightly as much as it can with like a horrible little crack, and it's like, you are from before. You do not carry this this sin. Each of the others, they do.
So, should we do something? Should we intervene?
I think I sort of like I kind of like I don't stop watching what's going on, but I kind of like turn my body more toward Adna, and I kind of say in a low voice, I think we should let Swift do this, but I sound like really unconvinced. I'm just like, I guess. I guess we should wait.
I trust them, but I'm worried it might be affecting them somehow.
And then from the peanut gallery, they're like, "Is she talking to it? Ask her if she's talking to it. Did it say anything?" And like, it's like, "Did it say anything?"
And
I think like the same hand, which is still was like held up at the quiet sign, just turns into like a thumbs up to Hrist and Rama.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, everything's good.
when she's looking at it, by the way, Adna's kind of actually seeing this thing like framed with like an aura of like darkness and so on.
Malevolent, demonic.
Yeah, and it may not be actually be there, but it's something that she's seeing as part of her. And she's not affected by this. She's pretty resilient, but she's still got the injury of being inside the box. I want to put out there that maybe the inside of the bag is somehow connected to ghosts and spirits, and exactly. Like there's some connection there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Also, I think I definitely want to ask about like I would turn to her to the crone and sort of say like what I ask, it's like do you think that this is safe? And I'm like gesturing to what Swift is doing, and I sort of ask it in like a low voice, like, do you think this is safe?
I think she says that she's like there's no danger here.
Okay.
Like she just kind of refers to the situation in general.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think Swift's hand has like moved up and now is like kind of like resting like near like one ear and the side of its face, like cupping the side of its face. And she says like, once blood is spilled in water and stains it, it can never be removed. But the river can still run clean once again. I need to know what sin is theirs. We cannot fix this if we are ignorant. Little sibling, do you have a parent? Some other I can speak with?
So you've already failed the analyze roll here.
Yep. Now I'm trying to now I want it to do a thing.
And so there's the option with a controlled fail. There's like a couple different ways to arbitrate it, right? One is to like be like, cool, you can re-roll it at risky, or to
try a different
different approach.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I like I don't think I'm gonna get anything from like this spirit, so I'm trying to convince it to
Right. Yeah.
like I'm basically trying to set up a
Refer
meeting between me and a spirit that like has a more full understanding of what's going on at
Right.
our
Yep.
destination,
Cool.
so that I can like figure out what the fuck is happening.
Yeah. So risky,
Yep.
limited.
I'm also, before I do that, gonna spend a social link with my engine to reduce some stress, because I think that
Aw.
is a good thing that I should do. Because I'm probably about to gonna have to push myself.
Can I suggest a dark bargain?
You absolutely can.
Okay, so
So let me just okay. So I ticked off my stress. I'm going to be rolling. I can't confess doesn't make sense. I don't think it's empathize. I think it's express. I think I'm
you said you
expressing
were trying to
myself.
convince.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have any dice in that, so I'm gonna push myself for 1. And then yes, Mel, tell me this dark bargain you have.
so you're what you're trying to do is get into the presence of this bigger, more like developed spirit, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to invite
Yeah.
it to
Yeah.
come and speak with me.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So that might happen. Whatever, depends on the role. But that spirit sees you as being a part of the sin as well, like the same as the rest of us.
Like if you you declare allegiance to your own people.
Yeah.
To these people.
The spirit is unfriendly, basically.
Yeah. Unlike this one, it doesn't exclude you from the
From
sin.
the category of person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's legit. I'm gonna take that bargain. That's cool.
So that's instead of pushing yourself.
Oh yeah, because it's one or the other, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then in that case, I think I might just push myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I won't take the devil's bargain, and then would anyone like to help?
We all kind
in
of
this case,
can,
yeah.
Except maybe Surge, right?
In this case, I think I'd like to try and help if I can. But more so from a I have been kind of resisting this course of action, but now seeing that you haven't been attacked and that Ock is yes, no, there's
On
no
board.
danger
Yeah.
on board. Then I want to kind of more actively sort of stand down. And kind of indicate to Adna and to Kristen Rama that I think it's okay, and let's try and look neutral and not let Swift do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And so Ash, that was risky and limited?
Yep.
So no, I can't. Darn it. I was gonna try and push myself for effect and take a dark bargain, but I'm not allowed.
Nope.
Oh well. It'll be fine.
You could trade position for.
I was gonna say
effect,
you
but
could have
anyways.
traded position.
I could.
But,
Too late. I already hit the button.
Cool. They're like,
Nope.
very well. I will give you guidance. You can meet the guardian of this town.
Cool.
So yeah, peaceful
sounds
voice.
awesome.
Good job.
I'm into it.
And Rama at the back is just like, "Is the tree the shrine?"
And I think as we continue moving,
I think So I think what the effect here is that you're just given a spiritual understanding of where to find this guardian spirit. For the
right, where to
town.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is presumably the best place to do the ritual anyway, right?
Presumably.
Yeah.
I assume.
Actually, I like the idea that it is specifically not the place we thought we needed to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Right?
think
It's
it
not
is.
it's not the
I think-
obvious place.
Yeah, I think there is a shrine that has been built, but this is
But
this
the
is
spiritual place of
not
power
there.
is not necessarily where the shrine is.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and so I think we keep walking for a little while until we get to a fork in the road, and I turn to go down the wrong fork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's there's this fork in the road, and there's a I think there's a toppled statue at the fork that like previously like indicated both directions, and like I think it held like a fascie of grain in one, and then like a scepter in the other, and like that is it's fallen down now, but you were pretty sure that you should have been heading towards the scepter, and like your spiritual knowledge tells you like to take the path of the fascie of grain.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I like turn around. I like turn and start walking down the wrong path.
And like Ock
Where are
is
you
like
going?
Ock is like child, that path is the wrong way. The shrine is this way.
I think I sort of stop and I'm like, Swift, is this from your talk before?
And I think like she doesn't stop. She just keeps walking, but like and doesn't even turn, but like calls so her voice carries. And she's like, that path is to the shrine. This path takes us to the god of this place.
And I sort of like turn back to the others and kind of shrug, and I'm like, makes sense.
Chris is like, isn't that bad? Don't we know?
Yeah, gods are bad, right? We normally fight them.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think like after like after enough beats of silence, Swift stops and turns around and looks back at you all,
we're all
and is just like, well,
we're all just sort of standing there. Okay, so I think I like take a few steps toward you, Swift, and I'm like, Swift, I understand you can talk with these spirits in a way that we can't. That is obvious. But I can't, in all good conscience, just follow you down a path that I know to be dangerous. You need to explain a little more to us. What's going on? What are you hearing?
Yeah, and I think she says like, the dear child told me that this was the path to the great spirit of these parts. Like,
why would it not be a trap?
Because I approached it with the proper rituals. When you walk down the streets of your bastion and ask someone where to find the nearest office of the military, do you assume that their answer is a trap?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I think she laughs and she's like, fair, and kind of like makes a gesture that indicates like, but imagine if you were Adna, right? Like,
yeah.
Like hypothetical,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, and like kind of like looks at certain surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like if you're like one of them, right? Like,
You're not a ghost, Swift. Yeah, even if you talk to them, you're not a ghost. Very alive.
am I? Not?
Do we?
I was born long ago. I had my life. I lived a life, and yet I still walk the earth.
I think she wants to become a ghost, and that's why she's going there. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
To appease the ghosts of these soldiers does us no good if the great spirits remain angry. They are the ones who rule here. If we are to appease, let us appease the mighty, and let them do the work of appeasing
Can
the
they
lesser.
be appeased?
Yes. Said with the utmost confidence.
And
How does this ritual work?
What's the price?
Yeah, so at this point, Ash, I'm gonna like, I have to stop for a moment and like think back through my memory because like, very clearly shit is fucked. Right? Like, to an extent that we didn't often let it get to back in the world that was. And so like, the kind of like, like level of appeasing of spirits that we're talking about, like I've done like a couple of times, but not that often because we nipped it in the bud before it fucking turned into all this shit. These
It wasn't
people.
the apocalypse before.
Exactly, right? Like, we stopped it before it turned apocalyptic, god damn it. And so Swift is just like thinking back through and making sure that she like remembers all of the steps of the ritual so that she can then answer the question. And so I would like to analyze.
That's what I
would like to gather. I'd like to gather
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, gather information.
I'd like to gather information. And I think I'm doing it with analyze, not with
You
it.
you are based on your
not with
description
it, not with perceive.
No.
And I am going. I mean, does anyone have a devil's bargain?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The devil's bargain is that you don't understand the impact of the cultural divide here. And so whatever you do will be like a general thing rather than an individual thing. I'm not sure if that's affecting your effect though. No, I think that's affecting your effect too much.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that sounds more. Yeah, that sounds more like it would be.
All right, I'm just gonna push myself. Cool. So what is my position?
You're just searching your memory.
Yep.
Controlled.
And like, I think I maybe even like. Maybe like Ock and I trade a couple of questions at one point during this like memory searching, and I like kind of draw on her as a resource as well.
Okay, yeah. So that would be taking you from controlled limited to risky standard.
Cool.
Because
Risky
Ock is a
standard.
potential.
Yep.
You might let slip some things that Ock doesn't want to hear.
Yep. That is a thing that could happen. Cool. So that's allies at risky and standard with 1 bonus dice. Let's go. Yay, I'm good at this.
Ock starts heading towards the shrine and beckons to the others to follow.
Yeah, we should do what we're here to do. We don't know what could go wrong if we go chasing gods. If something did go wrong, how would we explain that? So
Swift,
I think we should go.
Yeah, sorry, no.
I was just gonna say I think we should go with the person who's guiding us.
I think I go up and like put a like a hand on Swift's arm, and I'm like, Swift, you're very wise and you know a lot, but you don't know a lot about now. It's different. And like, there's this thing too where you can see that, like, and I think you've spent enough time with Cert to know this. You can see that Cert is like, more calm. Like, there's very specific like calm mask that he gets when he's like actually becoming increasingly angry. So he's like overly calm, and I think there's a weird twist where he becomes, he only does gestures like this, kind of, you know, like putting a hand on your arm or whatever, if he's angry. It's like this kind of reversal where he becomes like, he's compensating too much and he becomes warmer.
He speaks
and
slower
so you can sort of
instead of speaking higher.
and speaks really slowly.
And I think I don't like she doesn't turn her head. She just like one of her eyes, and it's like the weird colored one, like the unnatural one, like turns to look at him. And she's like, the reason it's different is because you've all let it keep getting worse every time for 10,000 years. And then she just shrugs you off and like follows, but like, fuck, you know, like, because like, okay, fine, but like, you'll made this bad, and if you want to keep making it, like, that's your fucking problem.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going to heaven, right? Like,
I love that you say that.
That's not being said out loud. Like,
say that to me.
That's what's happening.
Friend.
As you're going to, like, Kristen and Romer just cut in between you with the like floating sarcophagus thing, like block you, and the two of them like turn to you and cross their arms. Why are you giving up? Yes, it's not like you. Why are you doing this? Why not go? I mean, it seems important.
Wait, like they're going to Swift or Swift? Sorry.
To Swift.
Yeah, cool.
They let Sir like walk past, and they like bump in between the two.
Yeah, right.
And talk to you. And this is in like hushed tones, stage whisper, if you will.
Yeah, right. Sotto voce, yeah. And I think she just like smiles and reaches out and claps like whoever is closest like on the shoulder and is like, the one thing I can say for this world your ancestors made is ghosts everywhere. And I just keep walking.
Yeah, and the two of them like exchange a puzzled look, and then
Plenty of ghosts in the forest.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it doesn't matter where we go, there'll still be ghosts for me to talk to.
yeah, and Ramer's just like, why didn't she clap my shoulder? Why your shoulder? Why is it?
Why are you special?
As we follow, yeah.
Favoritism.
And I think, like, as the two of them have this little exchange, like, by surprise, Roma gets clapped on the shoulder too from surprise because Swift has doubled back and then keeps going.
Yeah, and Ramer's just like, yes, I'm the favorite now.
I'm satisfied.
So
And
good.
so, where do we end up if we follow?
So who's going where?
We're
I think
all
we're
following
all
up.
They're all following Ark. Okay, right, cool.
Ah.
Yeah,
Swift
So
is just
you-
going to talk to the ghosts at this shrine instead of the other one.
yeah,
Mono
right.
doesn't cause
Cool.
trouble.
So yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
You.
This is what happens when you pull rank. Sword.
Yeah.
It's,
Is it birds on the roof? What's going on?
I think
What's
there's
on our-
starlings on our roof.
Oh, okay. Why is our house full of birds?
I wonder.
I
You brought the
mean,
birds
that's
into your house.
yeah,
You invited them in.
yeah.
It's like
Birds,
vampires.
birds cannot enter your house unless invited.
Unless you invite them in.
So I think we like follow this
Hey,
path.
hey, Lost Bastion people. Do you know what else is like that? Ghosts are like that. Y'all invited them in.
Oh,
Oh
God.
shit!
Y'all fucked up.
All right,
So
so,
anyways, as you were saying.
we head through like some more of this forest, and we start seeing like overturned wheelbarrows, and then we go past some sheds and things, and then we enter into what is clearly was once like a bustling, like quite packed town. Now there's like just trees growing through buildings and everything, and I think Ark heads towards what is like clearly used to be like a temple or something, but has had like the whole front section just demolished, and so you can see the like vines and things all over this building with its once like its spires that were once like royal blue and gold are now like matted and faded and rusty.
Is there the impression that it got torn down before
The
the
front
trees
of it, I
growing
think,
up of it
probably
didn't
the front
do
of it
this?
has
Like
been torn
someone-
down, not grown through.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And yeah, we head towards the. You head towards it, and you can see, like rows of pews inside. I think they're organized in like a big circular fashion around a central dais. And then whatever was in that central dais has been like knocked aside, and someone's erected like a menhir, like a big stone menhir in the middle of it. And I think you can see that it's got writing like carved into it, but has been like long covered in lichen.
Okay. This is good. This is the thing I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I want to go and like. I'm
I kind of
gonna.
want to finish there.
Whoa.
Like,
Oh.
if-
And like cliffhanger, like.
Yeah, well, we're not going to finish the mission this time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is a good spot. Like, we've had that discussion about which way to go. We've made a decision.
Mhm.
I think now we can deal with the ramifications of that decision.
I've got some
Next
sulky
time.
plans for next
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Lord heaven.
Sweet.
Maybe our last
yeah.
shot is Sir walking towards it. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like as soon as I see that, I definitely like lock onto it, and like get my object talking hands ready.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
making a beeline for this.
And Swift is just like shaking their head.
Cool. So do we need to do end of session stuff?
Yeah, we
spell
gotta
triggers.
do XP.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Ooh, me first. Me
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Did I address a challenge with understanding or coordination? Not really. We just started a mission after all.
Yeah.
Did I express my beliefs, drives, role, or background? That I think I will take 2 XP for.
I think so.
So lots of stuff came up. Struggled with issues from my obligation? Not really.
Not ongoing, no.
I mean, yeah, other than taking like 6 or 5, I haven't much
Yeah,
obscene
that's
amount of
just-
stress.
Yeah, the
but that's
question
just
is like
happening.
the question
That's just
is,
the cost.
do you take ongoing stuff from your obligation?
exactly.
Like after the actual obligation roll.
But I definitely think that I played towards both of my promises. Or at least definitely the one about holding Adna's beauty above all others. We spent a whole day pampering her and taking care of her.
Yay. It was so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you definitely did
And
that
then-
one.
The one about keeping cert stories from being changed. It came up a bunch, but it was like
In passing.
it wasn't so much in the stuff I did, but in the like content that I contributed as a player. Bring the way that Och came in and like her whole connection to Cert and the way that the two of them are like cagey about not telling Cert that they're friends with this person who knows things about him and like. So I think that kind of nested relationship
Yeah.
factors in.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
I'll call it there.
And you didn't have any desperate
Cool.
rolls. Cool.
No,
next
no
again.
desperate rolls.
I can do mine.
Give an advance.
Did I address a challenge with knowledge or subtlety? I'm not sure I did. I think like the main challenges in this, I specifically didn't have knowledge.
True.
And so I was just kind of neutral in those, I think. You expressed your beliefs, drives, role, or background? Yes. I feel like that definitely came
Did
up
you do it once or a lot?
multiple times, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it did, or maybe it was just one time for a long time. I'm not sure.
So you describing clothing that awkward is actually talking about your background.
Yeah.
Cool.
specifically?
Well, then at
I
least.
feel like it came up.
Yeah.
We spent so much time like introspecting on the characters because we were in most of the session. Like,
Yeah. You struggled with issues from your obligation. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing that we went out to do was a follow-on from the scene in the graveyard.
Yep.
So
definitely.
yeah. And you played towards your promises or eclipse. I feel like, yes. I actually was definitely playing toward the promise of I will teach Swift about how the world has changed.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think also, as Andrew mentioned, that there was definitely some like eclipse stuff in this whole kind of
Yeah.
we're just gonna go and solve this problem and fix all of the dead people.
yeah, you're like displacing a bunch of your other feelings into this
Yeah.
that you can do. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. I'm happy to go.
Yeah.
So I didn't really address the challenge with teamwork or self-sacrifice. I think maybe that'll happen next game. Okay, expressed
self-sacrifice.
Yeah, hell yeah. Express beliefs, drives, roles, or background. I think I did. Like there were kind of little ones, like Adna doesn't know how to cook. She has an attendant. She has people who have always done that stuff for her. She doesn't.
She thinks
need
it's
to worry
wonderful
about things
that
like
people
that.
know how to cook.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that way,
It's so
like,
charming.
That nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great one.
I mean, like that conversation with Swift, like we didn't just like blow up the world because we felt like it. We everything we've done, we did because we had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean that continued playing out with this whole like kind of thing of like we shouldn't just do whatever Swift wants to do because that's probably not an appropriate thing to do. So I had 2 for that, I think.
Cool.
Issues from obligation. It depends, I guess, what qualifies as struggles. I mean, she had to kind of, get someone to cover for her and sneak out to spend some time alone with someone. Also, part of her reluctance with, going to see the god or whatever is like she knows if anything goes wrong and they have to explain what happened, she is going to have to spend she's going to have to do hardcore penitence, not just press conferences. This is corruption. She's meant to be pure. So yeah, I don't know, 1 or 2 for that.
I think 2 for that.
Yeah, cool. And promises. I want to be friends with Stuart, which I have a promise of. I'll make sure Stuart has a friend and isn't alone. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
So 1
Good
for that
luck.
one. Yeah.
And
Cool. Okay. I think 1 for address challenge with revelation, which was me hanging out with the deer and revealing to it that I am not like the rest of the humans of this time. I am a different kind of human.
Yeah.
A spoopier kind of human. I think 2 for express your beliefs, drives, roles, or background. I didn't really struggle with my obligation, but I think 2 for play towards your promises, because I started a long-term project to remember Surt's destiny, and I explained to Kristen Rama what their spoopy destiny is, and also as a player started a clock to push them further towards it, which is what my darkness is all about. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Nice.
that.
Excellent.
So I got 5 XP.
Nice. And where is the sheet 1? The team
Crew playbook.
Crew.
Sea of Stars. Do we
carry out a
successfully
mission.
carry out a mission from the crew's list?
Not yet.
Not yet, but we're gonna be so successful next time.
In process.
Mm-hmm.
Did we struggle with our place in the world and protect the last bastion?
More
Kind
of the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
the
think
first
1. We
Yep.
struggled with our place in the world for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Still working on the protecting part.
Okay, so we're gonna get 1 for that. I've got the crew XP on my sheet, so just
Oh shit! I think we just leveled as a crew, didn't we?
yeah, we're at 8 now. So,
Cool.
Yay! Good team.
but then there is also reveal the tragic history of the Bastion and
Yes.
explore the nature of the Leviathan's engines. I feel
I
like
think
we
we
did
get-
a bunch of
I think we get 2 for reveal the tragic history of the Bastion. I feel like
Yeah,
today
that's
was
right.
most
very heavily about that.
Yep.
Sure.
And do we express the essential nature, origin, or destiny of the crew?
I think we did a little.
I don't know. I feel like we were kind of going around that, because
Yeah, I think
because
that-
the origin of us as the crew is kind of very different.
It's a very specific thing that we didn't
yeah.
go into. Yeah, I think we talked a lot about the
Well, I
characters
feel like,
as individuals, but not the group.
Yeah.
but I feel like part of part of the tension today arose from the fact that a bunch of us have different origins.
Yeah, like that inner
Like-
the tension of how we all.
Yeah, within the team, like the team as a whole, part of its nature is that it is a fractured entity, because my origin and Stuart's origin are not the same and will never be the same as the others.
I think that sounds like 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
I think it's 1.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, so we get an advance on the crew sheet, which we can sort out next time.
Yep.
Cool. What should we
Let's
take?
flip it over. You can think about it for a whole week.
Mm-hmm. Whole 2 weeks.
Whole 2 weeks.
A whole 2
A
weeks.
whole however long it's gonna be.
Yep. Yep.
Hey folks, we should take Academy trained and get some more action ratings.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Overrated.
But they also give you resistance rolls, Andrew.
I don't even care. I don't need to solve anything ever.
I don't need to resist consequences. That's for other people on the team to do for me.
That sounds boring.
I can do that.
But we can sort that out in the meantime.
Yeah.
However, let's do some sign-offs for the day. Let's start with Emily.
Sure. Hello, I'm Emily. This has been really fun. I'm enjoying finding out about like this sullen character that I am playing. It's a very different, like it's very much a tone shift from playing Give, which is fun. I love doing that. I love being like, okay, this is what I played last. What is the furthest from that thing that I can do this time? So I like that. You can find me on Twitter at Blackwall Says. I'm an artist and a filmmaker, and I make art for games also. Yeah,
Cool.
this has been neat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Andrew.
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at Comedian Crow or on twitch.tv/actualfactual, where I design this game live for your entertainment consumption. And yeah, I made this game. You can play test it, and you could give me money to support me in making it if you wanted to, and all that.
Can recommend.
Cool. Awesome.
It's a worthwhile expenditure of money.
Melody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melody. Thank you, everyone, for a really, really cool game. It was super fun getting to know the characters more, that kind of thing. I'm getting more of a feel for it now. I am a writer and sometimes a historian, and generally spend far too much time doing role-playing games. You can find me at Magic Space Girl at Twitter.
Cool. And Luke.
Hello, I am a professional GM for children by day. By night, I design games. I, yesterday, re-released my first game, Across the Endless Sea, with, a prettified, fancified, revised edition of that. If you already have a copy, I'm pretty sure itch.io will let you download the new files. If you do not have a copy, get on this train, because it is a good game. You should go buy that.
Yeah. Cool.
The link is in chat.
I've been Ash. I'm your GM. You can follow me at ACEGIAK, ACEGIAK, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, my blog, ACEGIAK.net. If you want to watch more stuff, we got tomorrow. I'm going to do a PC stream. We're going to try and see if we can finish Hand of Fate 1 in time so that we've got it finished by the time that Hand of Fate 2 comes out this week. And then on Monday, we are playing Alas for the Awful Sea with Derek from Dice Stormers, and also the girls from
Haley
Story
B.
Brewers. Haley and maybe Veronica also, hopefully.
Sweet, awesome.
It'd be good if we could have both of them. I'm hoping we can have both. But and then on Wednesday it'll be Couch Date, Space Time. Emily and I will be playing
Space
No
Time.
Man's Sky together, and then on Thursday it's the other Space Time, which is gonna be Scum and Villainy. We're gonna play Unladen Swallow. Melody will be back.
Junji Ito produces Space Time.
I mean, the last one wasn't anywhere near as Junji Ito. It was fine. It's so good.
We have moved beyond that.
Yeah.
I've
Not
only
going
watched
back.
that. I've only watched in full that one episode. So
Oh,
I
okay.
have a very
Well, you're missing out.
specific-
And then we'll be back. And then we'll continue on. The schedule is down below. Go check it out. Thank you all for coming, and we will see you later. Bye.